are alive. Welcome, everybody, to the 53rd episode of Playtest This. Tonight we are featuring Wes Woodbury's Seeds of Life, the prequel to the story of life. And tonight's star-studded panel, we have Sasha Jelton, Eric Ledger, and Mike Nichols. Sasha, tell the folks at home a little bit about yourself.
Oh, hello. Hello there. Didn't see you come in. Um,
Get out.
My name is Sasha Jelton. I am from Portland. I'm a designer. I teach board game design to elementary and middle school kids, and I just love designing. Also, if you're in the Portland area, Playtest PDX is a new sort of group that I'm trying to grow for Portland area designers. So
nice work, sir. Bachelor number 2, Eric, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I like long walks on the beach, margarita. No, just kidding. I'm Eric Ledger. I am a board game design hobbyist. It is my number one and primary hobby when I'm not working for the state in my 9-to-5 job. I also lead the Sacramento Board Game Designers Meetup group.
Fancy.
We meet up every other week. If anybody's in the area and watching on YouTube, feel free to come join us. You can find us on Meetup. And yeah, that's about it.
All right. Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, yep. I'm Mike Nichols. I am a designer. I'll say hobbyist right now because I don't have anything out there. But early next year, I do plan on self-publishing my first pocket card game. So
nice. And what's the title of that pocket card game?
that is Quick Set Volleyball. It's a 2 to 6 player team-based volleyball game.
Awesome. Look forward to seeing it. Okay. Now, that was our star-studded panel. Tonight's special guest, Wes Woodbury. Tell us a bit about yourself, sir.
It's your 53rd game, and this is my 53rd game design, I think. What a coincidence.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Actually, I have no idea how many games I've designed, but no, I'm Wes. I'm with Fundamental Games and Hammerdog Games, and I apologize for the noise that is currently going through the screen. But I love designing games, playing games, graphic design, art, you name it. I have a hand in all of it, and just enjoy this whole hobby industry.
Awesome. Okay, so why don't you tell us about what we're looking at and how to play it?
We are looking at Seeds of Life. This is a 2 to 4 player strategic abstract game about bringing life to some planet that we don't know about, that doesn't exist yet or could exist and we just don't know it. So each player will be basically influencing what happens on the planet in front of them. And over time, you're going to be adding special seeds to the board that will earn you points with the goal to have the most points at the end of the game. You know, important concept in game design, getting the most points.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a quick overview of it, and I can go through the rules unless there's something you want to cover first.
No, let's dig into it.
All right. So in front of each of you is a planet. The planets are identical. There are 32 seed slots on this planet, and then there's a center spot that's considered always filled, but can be filled with a seed if you want to. We'll talk about that. And so as we progress, we're going to do regular turn-based game. Each player is going to take a turn doing things, and then once a round is over, we would kind of reset the comment tiles, and then we'll go through it again. There'll be 5 rounds of play that we're going to be drafting what we call seeds. So these here are example of what's inside this purple bag. There's 112 seeds in 6 different colors. 5 of the colors have 20 and 1 of the colors have 12. So the 5 colors that have 20, there's no special powers. They're just different colors, and colors matter in the scoring of the game. The cosmic seed, which are the 12, they are kind of like a wild color. So they're color of their own, but they can be treated as any other color when it comes to counting colors for getting points later on. So cosmic seeds are important in that regard. And so when we set up the game, each of these tiles or comets in the center of the board depended on the number of players. So in a 4-player game, we are going to fill these 3 tiles with 7 random seeds, 6 random seeds, and 5 random seeds. So I'm going to just shuffle this bag here as an example and pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Someone wants to spread them out on this comet.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm a bit easier. 1, 2, 3,
just
4, 5,
select
6.
them all.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 7, 6, and 5. So there's going to be 5 rounds of this where we're going to fill the comets up with 7, 6, and 5. Whatchamacallit, seeds as we call them. All right. And again, the only color that is different is the purple. That's a cosmic seed. So on your turn, you'll see on your player aid, which is next to your colored button on your side of the table, they'll say you can choose a comet tile that has at least 1 seed on it. And you can take either a purple seed or 2 of any other seeds. Your choice if you want to take a cosmic seed or two other seeds. Can be the same color or different colors, but you cannot take a cosmic seed and another seed. You get 1 or 2. So that's what you do on your turn. You must then place that seed onto your planet, and it must go adjacent to the center of the board or adjacent to a previously placed seed. So once I placed one here, I can start extending outward, but I couldn't just place one over here all willy-nilly. My planet doesn't let me do that. I've got to start at the core. When you place seeds, nothing special happens, except for when you place a cosmic seed, you get a point when you put a cosmic seed on your board. But otherwise, you don't get points when you place a seed unless you form a line or form a circle. And you'll see that in the scoring section, which is the card on the right side of your little color. So on my turn, I'm just going to use these ones on the right as an example. So let's say I formed a line on my turn. So that is filling a whole row across. I would then score points for making a line, which is 2 points. And if the line was all 6 seed colors, so if I actually had 1 of each color in that line instead of all 1 color, I would get extra points as it shows on the card. So that's forming a line. If you were to form a ring, so let's put a ring around it. You know, if you like it, put a ring on it or something like that. Is that how it goes?
Yep.
Right on.
Exactly.
If you make a ring, you get 4 points for the inner ring, 8 points for the center ring, and 12 points for the outer ring. So not easy to do, but it is possible. And no special points for multicolors on those. And then the only other ways you get points will be through life pattern cards, which I'll talk about in a minute. But each turn, like I said, we're going to draft these seeds, put them on our board, and if there ever comes a point, let's say I were to pick up the seeds and there was only 1 left, that 1 that's left, I get to choose what other comet to put it on, so that there's never a comet left with 1 seed on it. And then the round will end when all the seeds have been acquired, or there's a comet with just 1 seed on. I'm kind of explaining the rules all over the place. I apologize, but is there any questions so far?
What's a life pattern?
Good question. So at the beginning of the game, there's no life patterns. When the second round starts, we're going to pull out 1 life pattern card and put it here. When the next round starts, we're going to be filling 2 life patterns. And then 3 life patterns, and then 4 life patterns. And so the way a life pattern works is when they are available, if you've filled your board to meet one of these patterns, doesn't matter what colors you have, you can choose at the beginning of your turn to acquire a life pattern card, and then you only get to take 1 non-cosmic seed that turn. But you're going to score points for that life pattern for any seeds in that pattern of the same color, plus your cosmic. So let's say I claim this for this board here. I would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points, because I can rotate the card to match this, for example. So this seed and this seed wouldn't give me points, but the 6 red and the 1 purple would. So I get to choose what color, whatever color has the most, I'll get the points for plus cosmic. And there's different patterns that you can get. There's a couple quick notes. Oh no, I lost them. 2 things to note for the life pattern cards. You can only get 1 of each life pattern card. And like I said, you can only acquire it at the beginning of a turn if you have the seeds filled up like it matches, and then you just get 1 seed that turn. So that is the life pattern cards. The game ends at the end of 5 rounds. So in an average game, you might only get about 25 seed slots filled, and your board has 32. So you will never fill up your planet unless something really weird happens and everybody only picks up 1 token a turn for some weird reason. But really, you'll probably never fill your board. So keep that in mind. And also keep in mind at the end of the game, there's a couple bonus points that are given out. And you can see that on the scoring card. 1 is for diversity. So you get an extra 10 points at the end of the game if you have 2 of each type of seed. So that's 2 blue, 2 orange, 2 green, 2 purple, 2 whitish, and 2 red. And then you can also gain 5 points for each seed color that you have the most of from all the players. So if I have the most green, more green than anybody else, I'll get 5 bonus points. If 2 players are tied for the most of 1 color, they both get 5 bonus points. Point tracking is done in game, and so you can see to the left there's a scoring board. There's a 0 section and a 1s and a 10s. Not the greatest scoring board. It's probably going to change, but for today, that's how we're going to score. So if I'm blue and I scored 5 points, I would put my blue here. If I got up to 15 points, I'd slide this here to say I have 10 plus 5 is 15. So you kind of move them up and down. And your color is the button that's in front of you, kind of reflects your planet color. I will put these, there are 12 different life patterns inside here. So some are more complex than others. Obviously, the bigger the life pattern is, the more potential points you could get if you have lots of the same color within that pattern. So color does matter. It matters to get diversity of color for the diversity points, but also same color for getting the most points at the end of the game for that. There we go. That is Seeds of Life.
Question.
Yeah.
On your turn sequence, it has meeting the criteria of an unclaimed life pattern at the end of your turn, but it sounds like that should be at the beginning.
Yes, that is a rule change from my last play test that I didn't put on here yet. So
Got it.
claim the life sequence card at the beginning of your turn, and then you just get 1 seed that turn.
Okay, cool.
Any other questions out there?
No?
Not yet.
All right. Let's
Actually,
dive-
really quick.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
You said there's 25 rounds. Is that what you said?
Just five rounds.
Oh, 5 rounds. And what constitutes a round?
A round will end when all of these seeds have been acquired by players, or there's a single seed left on 1 comet.
Okay.
And then we'll refresh the comets, and it'll continue in sequence of player turn.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Should we do it?
Do it. Who's gonna
All right,
take
take it
the
away.
I volunteer.
As tribute.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, dude.
I was gonna say I could Chiwazi it for us.
So I take 2 and I'm placing them. And is it take 1 and then take 1, or is it?
Yeah, you can take 1, place it. Like you take 2, but you can place them one after the other. So if you want,
so you can like go out with
Right,
the second
yeah.
one. Got it.
Mhm.
And so we don't currently have a life thing. We get that on the second round.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the second round, we'll flip 1 out. At the beginning of the third round, we'll have 2, then 3, then 4. So there'll be more life patterns each round.
Okay. So as far as shapes now, like rings are good and lines are good.
Lines and rings will always get you points. Absolutely.
Okay, I'll go like this.
And then the turn passes to Mike.
All right, and I can take from any of these three still, even though he took.
You can pick one comet to take 2 seeds off of. So you can't pull off of 2 different comets. You just have to pick one comet tile.
All right, I can just take one of these guys. That's not mine.
Ooh. I think you get a point.
You could put it there though. I mean, there's nothing in the rules about.
Was it the green shirt that was making you?
The green shirt.
All right,
Sure,
so
everybody else.
it's my turn. I'll put that one there and this one there, and I'm done.
It's
Yep.
fine. It's fine. I'm okay.
Guys are speeding along. Now we have an illegal placement here, Sasha. Oh wait, no, we don't. You're good. You're good.
All connected. Yeah.
Nice
Good.
try.
Oh, look at
Oh, it's another point.
Oh wait,
wow.
sorry, I'm going too fast.
Runaway leader here.
All right, I'll go here and here.
Yeah. Some clear set colors going on today. Now, one thing I knew I forgot to say something. Let me take the last 2 tokens and then we'll do it for the next round.
So of these 2, which one do you want? What 2 do you want?
Mm-hmm. It's all according to plan.
It's all part of the show, folks.
Wait, I think that's illegal, right?
It's
They have
all-
to be.
They're all connected to the center.
Oh, the center. That's right. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
And that's the rule I forgot to talk about because it was a new rule and I didn't have it written down. So the center does have an effect. So it's always considered filled in a void color. So it doesn't give you any points when you score a pattern or a line or anything. But you are allowed to put a seed in there. And if you do, it'll count towards whatever life patterns or happens later on. But also at the end of any turn, if you have a seed there, you can move it to any legal location on your board. So that's a new thing I forgot to explain. We can start that for round 2.
Fancy.
All right, I'll shuffle up the life pattern cards. We're putting out 1 life pattern, and then we're going to put out some more seeds. So 1, 2,
Hold
3.
on.
6,
Did Mike
7.
score 2 points?
1,
Yeah.
2,
Yep.
3, 4,
Oh, okay.
5, 6.
There we go. And the last person to go was Mike. So now it is, we'll continue round.
Out of curiosity, Mike, how did you score 2 points? I just
the 2 purples.
the purples give you a point when you pick it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So is it my go?
It is your go,
All
Eric.
right. Well, I'll take the 2 reds. Keep this going.
Keep it going.
Oh crap. Oh well.
Sasha.
Let's.
Can I retcon my 2 reds because I just realized that I've been playing line and ring incorrectly. I'm just gonna.
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
Sorry. I forgot that you want.
Asterisks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Just can't win that.
Void it out. Mike, I
back to you,
think.
Mike.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Sorry. Yep. We're
Getting
keeping it going.
Getting that point.
Hold on.
All right.
I think. Is that my scoring? When scoring for color, does purple count as its own color or is purple every
Yep.
color?
Purple counts as its own color at the end of the game. So the only time it counts as all colors is when you're doing life patterns.
Okay, and then it just counts for whatever color I want?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And keep in mind with these life patterns, it can be in any orientation. Woo.
Let's go. Like, so you were saying.
Oh yeah. So
game
if you leave it with one here, then the last one you have to put onto another comet of your choice, so that there's never a tile with one seed on it.
So the person that took from here had to do that, or
Yeah. Whoever took it from there has to slide it to a different.
Oh, was that
card.
me?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think it was you, Evan.
Splitting them up.
Oh, yeah, that seemed a little strategic.
Hey, none of that.
I've
Cut
been
it
known.
out.
I've been known to have strategy sometime.
Yeah.
On occasion.
I guess. Oh man. I guess. Sure, I'll give that.
Nobody's formed a line and nobody's formed a ring. All right.
Losers.
So how does the scoring work? So things score at the end. What scores at the end? What scores during the game?
The only thing that scores at the end is abundance and diversity. Abundance is if you have the most colors, and diversity is if you have 2 of each color. The lines and the rings you score as soon as they happen.
Okay. That's not tied to the cosmic seeds at all.
No, it's not.
Got it.
Unless for lines, if you have a line with all 6 colors, you get bonus points. So
Got it.
ties into that.
Are you all set, Sasha?
Yeah, I took my 2.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Let me take my 2. Put that there.
And so if there's one left, it gets burned out, and we start the next round.
All right.
So now we're going to pull one more life pattern card. If this one had been claimed, we would replace it, but nobody's claimed it yet. So.
Wow.
Whoosh.
Oh, there are snap points on these.
There are.
There we go.
Now we are on the 3rd round, so there'll be this plus 2 more.
Okay. So it's my turn.
You get the most choice. None of your precious blue, Evan.
Lame.
Is it Sasha's turn?
Oh, hey.
He's lost in space.
Let's go. I guess. So having the same color mainly matters for these things?
Having the same color matters very much for life pattern cards because you get points for the abundance of one
it
color.
Doesn't matter for the ring or line scoring.
Right. The lines you can get points for diversity, and the rings you don't get any bonus points for color.
Got it. In that case, let's go here and here, and that's my turn.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Mr. Green.
There we
Point.
go. Point.
Point.
We need to stop him. He's getting out of control.
I'll go there, and I will take this and put it here. All right. Now, and then I claim this at the beginning of the next turn, right? This,
Yeah, you can choose to claim it at the beginning of a turn, and then you just get one
Got
seed
it.
that turn.
I see.
okay.
And then we will not be able to claim that. Is that true?
Yeah, he'll take it to his side of the board. That'll be his life pattern, and he's allowed to have.
Yes.
You can only have up to 3 life patterns. So, and you can't claim the same one twice. So if another
I
Y
see.
appeared, you couldn't claim.
Why? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't get it.
I mean, it's not Y.
I feel like you're gonna get the next one too. Maybe not.
Yeah, I
What?
guess I had missed.
Stop
the
being so
fact that
strategic. You play
it
your
was
game.
one
Focus on
person
your
each.
focus on your board.
Solitaire, you're not allowed to see each other's turns.
All right, done.
That's for every time I play with Evan, we're always going against each other. it seems.
Well, you're gonna have to try to double my score.
Not a co-op game.
Let's go.
Seeds of Life, not a co-op.
Right. Life is not a cooperative.
So yeah, I can't get either of these because Evan and Eric are getting them first.
Wah,
Yeah.
wah.
Me more. Yeah, if he doesn't get it, I'm getting it.
So I don't know what I do strategically.
Yeah, Evan's gonna get that one. I'll get the Y though.
I guess I will just go here. And when does the place in the center move?
You can move the thing at the center at the end of any one of your turns. So putting it there
Okay.
doesn't give any bonuses unless you get a life pattern that goes with it. But at the end of any turn, you can move it somewhere else that is more strategic for you.
Yeah. I think I'll put it there for now.
Yeah. And so Mike left a comment with 1, so he gets that on another one.
All right. I'm gonna claim the life, and that'll give me 4 points, right? For 4 reds.
2, 3, 4. You got it. Yep.
4 points.
Cha-ching.
And you still get to take 1 seed.
Let's take screen.
Nope, don't like it. I don't like it.
I left you with a choice here.
Sasha has no choice.
These. Wait.
We're waiting with bated breath.
Was Evan not able to take this?
No, it's at the beginning of his next turn. He can
Oh.
take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do that anyways. Okay. I guess
So
so
you
this
master
is currently round 3, right?
Yeah, we'll have 2 more full rounds.
Okay.
All right. So it's going to be Mike's turn. I will add the 2 more life patterns.
Wayo. 2.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
These are getting crazy.
Because we replace any that were acquired, and then we fill 1 more spot. So then,
So
there's-
that center is just always going to be filled. You don't ever
Center-
actually have to have something in the
it's
center.
always available, but if you happen to have a color in there that matches your
Oh,
abundant
got
color-
it. It could be an extra point. Got it.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Does, does the one coming from the center have to follow placement rules?
Yes, so you must still place it in a legal spot.
How does the one complete this tile?
Very carefully.
Yeah, very careful.
You can have seeds here. It just isn't counting part of the pattern. So
Oh,
you'd have
okay,
to
yep,
have.
yep,
And
okay.
these ones are technically connected to these ones anyhow. Right? So this connects to this. So it can still be done.
I gotta zoom in to see that.
It's not a natural pattern you would normally do, but
So those are connected in terms of like you could place one there?
yep. Oh, I
He's
see.
saying like this to this. 'Cause
Yeah,
this
I see what you
pattern
mean.
is showing the pieces. Yeah.
Okay.
I can see how my grid makes that look like it's not possible. So.
So I started this one, right?
Yep.
Well, we'll just take that purple.
And a point.
And a point. Still winning.
Plus, you've completed the first ring, and the center ring is worth 4 points.
Yeah,
Damn.
2, 9.
My goodness.
My hero.
My hero.
All right, I'm done.
Okay, well then.
Eric claims some red.
I shall complete this item.
Life pattern.
For 5 points.
5 blue. Yep, no purples there to help you out.
And then I can take one, but not a purple, correct?
Correct.
I shall.
He's doing it.
I shall. I need. All right.
So wait, I guess I missed. When you take one of these, you get a seed.
One seed that's not cosmic.
Got it. Okay.
I'm still playing around with that. Should the life pattern take a whole turn up, or a partial turn, or no turn at all? So this is kind of the in between.
A non-cosmic or a milk toast seed.
Vanilla, if you will.
Vanilla. It is kind of a beautiful game, isn't it?
Let's go. I guess. Like this and. Like.
I'm amazed nobody went for multicolored lines. It's usually one strategy somebody goes for.
Actually, I'll put this one here and. So, yeah, there we go.
I have a sordid history with multicolor lines. I would never do it.
Accept the diversity.
All right.
He's doing it. He's
Surprise,
doing
it.
All in with the cosmic.
That's good. All right, I'm gonna go here and here.
I am. Well then. May we.
Mike, the first to 10 points. Double digit Mike.
It's his nickname.
That's what they call me.
Double digit Mike. Classic. Okay.
I guess I will take.
Are we in round 3 or 4?
We are in round 4.
Okay.
So how many moves do I need to be able to complete that? Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4 turns. Damn. Well, in that case, I will
I'd like to go back 3 turns, please.
go. Here and here. And this gets pushed over to here.
Yep, okay, so it can only go on a tile that has comments. So down to 1 comment. Cosmic Mike.
Yep.
Yep, saw that one coming. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna complete one now with, I've completed a line with all 6 different,
Eric has
Yeah,
decided to
you
go
did.
with
Was that 5 points?
5 big ones.
Wow.
That's the point for your cosmic seed.
Wow.
Oh, so I'm up to 10 now.
Wow.
Bro, watch out.
You've joined the double-digit club.
Watch
It's
out,
an exclusive
everybody.
club that only 50% of the players have achieved.
My goodness. So for my turn, I will take I guess I'm still working on that, huh? One of these. Whoops. Is there already one there? No. How come that this one snaps? That
It's a
one
faulty
snaps.
snap line.
There's no snap.
Oh no.
Oh, snap.
You're right. That's the one missing snap line. And I'm not going to put it there.
Everything's ruined.
Give you some.
Right. Okay, there we go.
This one gets burned, and we're on to the final round, people.
Okay.
No, I need one more round.
I'm not ready.
A couple more life
wait.
patterns.
No, yeah, I'm good.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I used to do 7, 7, 7, but then the boards got way too full, and it really didn't matter. Everybody was getting lines and rings all over the place.
I still am.
You still am. You yam.
My turn. Whose turn was it last?
I think it's. I don't remember.
I believe it's Evans, right?
I think I just went.
I think Evan just went. I think it's Sasha's turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I mean, I think it is my turn.
yeah.
Let's
Sasha's
go.
got think of the galaxy for life patterns if he has something that matches.
Let's go. Need one of those. I guess I'll go here and here. And then the end of my turn.
You're using the middle of the turn maneuver for the first time in Seeds of Life history.
I guess this one will go here.
So one thing to note is you formed a line. So you get 2 points for that.
Sweet.
And then you formed another
line.
So
Double line action.
Ciao.
Yeah.
I'm flying up the scoreboard.
That's right.
Ciao.
Mike's turn. He has picked Cosmic Mike. You're defying your game strategy. What's going on here? I'm so confused.
It's called a pivot.
Pivot. On a Ross pivot. All right, off to Eric.
All right.
It's
Do the cosmic ones count when you're fulfilling your things?
Yes, cosmic are treated as any color when it comes to life pattern points.
All right. I'll go ahead and complete this one.
What?
I've got it here and then right there. So that would be 1, 2. Either way it would be 3 points, either through greens or reds.
Yep. 3 points you get.
Lame.
And you get 1 seed, non-cosmic.
1 non-cosmic seed coming
One
right up.
plain pedestrian mundial seed.
Red. I think you have
Yeah.
the abundance of red. Mission accomplished.
I'm gonna put it
Whoa.
right here. I'm gonna fill that
Line.
line. That'll be
Line
2
alert.
points.
Yep. Line alert, line alert.
I don't like it.
Okay.
Don't.
Mr. Hort? No, sir. I don't like it.
No, sir. I don't like it. I'm gonna go 1,
Anybody old enough to watch Ren and Stimpy?
2,
Vlog, it's
and
vlog.
I'm done.
Big, it's heavy, it's wood.
Vlog,
I
vlog,
think I
big,
get
it's heavy,
this.
it's wood.
Eh.
Better than bad at the good.
Long, it's long. It's better than bad. It's good.
Which is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Everyone loves a log.
And then it goes on the electric fence.
8.
Whoa.
And I
Sash
take
is
1.
claiming some points. Oh, his green is coming home for pasture.
Whoa. I
I
don't
guess.
like whatever you just did.
Mm.
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 So diversity means that you have to have 2 cosmic.
Yes, 2 of every colored seed at the end of the game gets you 10 bonus points.
Yeah, I definitely didn't do that.
Let's go
I don't think
with
anybody did.
I'd say it's not too late, but by the 5th round, it's definitely too late.
Yes, take a. Who's winning right now?
I don't know.
According to the
Eric.
scoreboard,
Eric has 15.
Okay, I'll take.
That means nothing until end game.
It means everything.
It means
back to Mike. Mike has done it. He's achieved a life pattern.
Yeah.
let there be life.
And look at
Oh,
his cosmic
that's
seeds
a lot
are
of
gonna-
points, though.
Yeah, so I gotta orient.
That's 9 points.
I want to use all my things, so it's gonna be like this.
All your life?
Oh, 8 points. No, it's 8
That's fine.
points.
Yep. So 1, 2.
Oh yeah,
3,
it's 9.
No, it's 8 points.
6,
There's,
7.
he has 7
8.
cosmic and 2 reds.
8. But this red can't be used
Yeah.
if I want to use my cosmics.
Oh, I see.
8 points, still pretty
Good on
darn
you.
good.
All right.
Points and 1 more seed.
Pretty darn good, I think. You know. Oh, sure.
Mike was
Oh,
strategy
sure.
from the beginning.
And then
Sure, you
1
betcha.
non-cosmic seed.
Oh,
Oh,
He didn't drop it yet. He's good.
oh.
he touched it. No, I'm just kidding.
right.
All right, I'm taking a cosmic seed. I'm going to put it here. I get a point for the cosmic seed. Oh, that's the tenors. Sorry. Point for the cosmic seed. And then I completed a ring for 4 points. And that will push me to 20.
Whoa.
Cha-ching.
I am
right.
way behind. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do the coolest thing. The coolest thing. Baby's got blue skies up ahead. The coolest thing.
And so, just to be clear, this is a legal placement because you said that these are connected to it, or
Oh,
Yeah, I'll have to,
Is that
it
illegal?
is, it's considered legal. I have to fix the.
Oh, okay.
the lines.
Oh, okay.
Whoops.
All right, the
Accidentally.
game doesn't count.
You're good.
All right. No, I didn't know.
Accidentally.
No, Evan, you're doing it right.
Nice. All right, go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
It makes this one a lot easier to do now.
Yeah.
Because I thought you had to. Oh, well. It's all right.
Well, you should have cheated like me and then had it actually be
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Let's
We're on
go.
Sasha's turn, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheaters always prosper.
Does this one have to go somewhere?
Where do you want this, Evan?
Oh, that's gonna come right over here.
Oh,
Here you
Splitting
go.
them up.
So 1, 2. So this is gonna be my last take. Dang.
choose wisely.
Finish a line or finish a ring or finish something.
Yeah. I wanted to finish
What
2
do you think?
rings, but I'm not gonna have enough time. So I can finish a ring and a big and a medium circle. Yeah. And the colors that I take here, I think, do not matter at all. So, and I don't think they matter for anyone else at all. So, oh, maybe a diversity line there. But I think that's the only possible way that the colors are mattering. I'll go with this one and this one. So
Wait. Oh, yeah, sorry.
10 points for completing a line in the medium.
What's that?
I got 10 points for completing the medium circle and a line.
Yeah, 8 plus 2. Yep.
Yep,
10
nice.
points.
Nice.
And does this one automatically shift
Oh,
over
yeah.
to the?
It sure does. Evan's plan failed.
Why would my plan fail?
I don't know.
That
Why
would be
wouldn't it?
ridiculous.
Ring.
8 points.
All right.
8 points for this.
I get
simple
1 point, and I don't think there's anywhere I can put this where it's gonna do anything other than the 1 point.
You can. Oh no, you already finished that line.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yeah, 1 point.
Evan finishes it off.
All right, I'll take this sucker. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points.
And you're not allowed to take the seed, so that goes to Sasha.
Hooray.
Oh.
I complete another circle and I get a point.
So 5 points total.
Cool. And then final end of game points. So does anybody have diversity where you have 2 of every seed type?
Nay.
I do. I got it.
And that, okay, and you didn't score that earlier? I remember you mentioning it, but I was just confirming that it worked.
So we have 2 purples. Yep, 2. Nicely done.
10
And
points.
then we'll look at the colors. So who has the most red?
Do we count the wilds or no?
The wilds are their own color when it comes
Oh, okay.
to.
I'm pretty sure I got the most red then.
Why am I up here? That's not where I'm at.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So you get 5 points for the most red. Who has the most blue?
I
Evan?
do.
5 points for blue for you.
All right.
And the most orange. 5 more points for Evan.
All right.
The most green, I believe Sasha can claim that
Yep.
prize. And Eric has the most, or Mike has the most purple.
What about these silver guys?
Who's got the most silver? That's right. These are all over the place.
I think I do.
Oh, you do. He squeezed in an extra 5 points.
A cham.
Yeah.
So what do we have for final scores?
Evan wins.
Is it
Yeah.
that close?
Oh, no. Somebody's doing some last minute scoring.
Mike wins.
Just my 5 for the thing.
What's that?
I was 1 green away from getting the abundance. Or no, the diversity. But that last round populated like no greens.
That's because Sasha's been taking him the whole game.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So does that mean you're at 32, Mike? Is that
I think so, unless somebody moved during that final scoring. I moved at 5, so if somebody moved at 5, before I did. If anyone moved my token.
Nope, I don't think
I
anybody
didn't.
did.
I didn't touch your token. Yeah.
So we have final scores. Mike 32. We have Eric with 26. Evan with 20. And
29.
Oh, 29. Sorry. And
Nice
Sasha
try.
with 28. So fairly close game.
So I did finish ahead of Eric.
I feel. Oh yeah.
feel that's important to mention, right?
I thought I was in the 30s, but I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Probably not. I definitely didn't move your marker back. Somebody had,
I'm
somebody
pulling up
had-
YouTube right now.
Somebody had moved.
I
Somebody
feel
moved
like
my
Eric should be in the
marker
30s.
forward.
Well, we can look at Eric's board here and see.
No,
So
it's
he-
fine. I don't
Somebody
care.
moved mine forward, and I moved it back. So maybe you moved mine instead of yours earlier, or something.
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Oh, it matters.
So that is Seeds of Life, and again, it's the first time I've made a abstract kind of game where there's theme but light theme. So curious on the thoughts on that, about player interaction, and about thoughts on scoring. So
cool. Alrighty, let's move into feedback. Sasha,
Oh, I'm first?
you're always first.
Am I? I feel like I mean, let me
Unless you want to wait, you can sandbag. We can make
I,
Eric or
I,
Mike
I,
go.
I do prefer sandbagging just so I can arrange my notes.
All right, who's ready to go? Eric, Mike?
I guess
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
All right.
So I think overall, super interesting in a good way.
it's interesting. Yes.
Yeah, most of my feedback is just going to be like little things like these player aids, specifically the scoring one. It would be really nice if the player aid was symbols and icons, and then this text was in the rule book to explain those symbols and icons. Just
an example of a line equals kind of like Azul does with the icons at the bottom of the Azul board.
yeah, yep. And then also on like the back, these coasters, I'm gonna call them coasters. Like scoring here would be nice because you're going to be seeing 3 of these for the you'll see them for the majority of the game. So that's just an easy way to put a reminder there. And you know the grid on the player board,
right?
So you know that part. These life things, I can't remember what you call them. I'm sorry. The life pattern.
Yeah.
I did like them. I think them coming out one at a time is a really interesting mechanic. But as a first time play, if I hadn't seen them before, I wouldn't have known what to build towards. And I couldn't really remember what I saw beforehand, so I wasn't sure like what direction I should be building. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna put purples in this circle because this is probably going to be used pretty safely and everything. So if I just get a bunch of
the purple in the circle, I mean it's a rhyme, so it's got to be right.
Yep, correct.
Yep. But I think I don't know how you would do it, but some kind of signposting as to like what's possible.
Yeah.
Just as a first time play, that first round, I was kind of like, well, I'm just hoping that what I'm doing is making sense. It's kind of there because you have to build from the center anyway. So that first round is kind of restricted, but yeah, that first round I was basically like, let's just go for a line or circle and then hope that these come out. And at the beginning, it wasn't.
I have played where there were 2 at the beginning, but it seemed like everybody was going for the same thing. So I'm still playing around with that. It's good feedback though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you need to change like the way they come out, just somehow for someone to know like what's possible.
Yeah.
Because the ones that were coming out, I was like, man, I really shot myself in the foot building in tight because everything was sprawling. But then I got fortunate that that one came out that gave me 8 points.
The other thought I had for that specific thing was if you play Ticket to Ride, everybody has their own card at the beginning of the game that they're secretly going for, and then there's public cards you can acquire later on. So that was something else I was considering.
I think that would be good. That would definitely give me some direction, like decisions on where I'm going, because I can be like, well, I can go for this, but I could also get lines and rings and so on.
Yeah.
I think the leaving, like if there's one left, you have to move it over to one so there's never one. I think that's a pretty elegant solution. I can't think of another way that you could do that without while still only taking one cosmic, right? Because you can't really math it out if you don't know how many cosmics are coming out. So I think it's a really elegant solution for that. And I don't think that caused any issues on my end. And it adds a decision point for you when you are taking that last one. But yeah, I really don't have much in terms of actual gameplay. It was all pretty fluid for me. At least I was taking one per turn every turn, basically. So my turns were pretty easy and structured for me. So, but it feels like a polished game that if I purchased now, I don't think it would be missing anything, right? Playtime, solid. This is one that probably goes much faster at the table.
Yeah, we probably cut 15 minutes off at the table.
At least, I think. But yeah, no, I think it's great.
Cool. Thanks, Mike.
All right, who's next? Eric? Oh, first,
yeah, go ahead.
Dre or Ink Cat wants to say, I really like how you give feedback, Mike.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I like that feedback.
I like the feedback on my feedback.
Well, let's change the
Feedback loop.
tone, shall we?
Feedback from the government.
Okay, Eric, take it away.
Yeah, overall, I really liked it. I would parrot many of the same comments that Mike already gave you. It's a very finished, very polished feel to it. And then I had written down the exact same comment that you had already mentioned, that you were thinking of testing the idea of giving these out to players. And I actually had the exact same game in my head, which was Ticket to Ride.
Right,
And I was like, I feel like if you played Ticket to Ride and all of the routes were on the table and you could just claim them as you complete them, it would completely change the way you play the game. And there were a couple moments as a player because, and this is just me. I am notorious when I play games like this. I only focus on my own board in front of me, and I'm paying very little attention to what other people are doing. I know other people are like me, and that is just how I play very, this is what I'm doing. I don't care what you're doing over here. Maybe I'll look a little bit, especially if Evan's at the table, I'll look and see what Evan's doing. But when I do that, and then you have these contracts out here that can be claimed by anybody else, it kind of forces me to have to pay attention to what everybody else is doing. And if I really wanted to play the game strategically, I think it would slow it down, because I'd be trying to sit here and trying to figure out a four-way puzzle as to which contract I can complete first, and I know I'll be able to do. So I think that might be a good thing to play test, the idea that these are just individual contracts that you can complete at your leisure. And it also gives me as a player some focus from the start, saying, hey, do this,
Yeah.
Let's see. I was curious why there is a rule about diversity for lines. A scoring, if you have complete diversity on a line of 6, you get extra points. But then when it comes to making rings, there's no set collection aspect to it.
Yeah, I didn't know if I want to do diversity for both or not. So I was playing with it with just the lines because there's generally 6 dots in every line and there's 6 colors. So mathematically it made sense.
Yeah.
Whereas the rings are 8 and 8 and 12. So it's a lot easier to get diversity with rings than it is with lines.
Yeah, I feel like it creates this whole of there's a piece of strategy there that could be added to the game with the point structure when you make rings. More so than just a flat out number of points for completing a ring. Maybe the number of points, maybe this could be diversity, but rings can be a set collection of the same element, and you score the number of points based on the most abundant life element that's on that ring. I don't know, but it just felt like I was like, okay, so there's a strategy to forming the line, but when I've got to form the ring, I can ignore it and just fill it with anything. It felt like there was a strategic hole there that could be filled with something. And then, yeah, that's everything I've got. It's a well-built game. I would again say that this is something, if I saw it, I'd probably pick it up, just because it looks pretty. I also like the graphics that you have, all of the graphics and
what do you think of the circle boards and the circle cards? Do you think that's a good quality to it? Because circle cards are not the best to make and you can't sleeve them, but I don't know if that would bother anybody or not.
It doesn't bother me at all. And I'm a science nerd, so I kind of like the planets out there. Other, I don't know. I hesitate to give you this, but I think it'd be interesting to see maybe on a expansion, if you have an expansion, what the game would look like if I was filling in a DNA pattern, because you've got the DNA pattern on your life symbol here. And what kind of fun could you have with that? But
kind of one of the stretch ideas was that the opposite side of the board would be a different type of pattern, like either before asymmetric boards with a kind of a different strategy to the game. So that's a good idea, like the helix being kind of ingrained in it somehow would be kind of cool.
You could do some gene editing. Get the CRISPR machine out. No. All right, that's all I got.
Well, thanks so much, Eric.
Yeah, great game.
Sweet. I guess I'm up.
Sasha.
So yeah, first of all, it definitely had a good flow to it where we just sort of we got it pretty quick, and then we all could do our turns fairly quick. I felt like as a first time play, there's definitely things that I would do differently if I played again. I think there are a couple of things that feel like I guess the main thing that I felt is that the way that these life patterns came out, the first two, Mike and Eric sort of were talking about this a little bit, but it felt like it sort of randomized who would get them, because there would be one person that is closer to completing the other one at certain ones, and if you were not sooner in turn order to complete it when it came out, you just weren't going to be able to get it unless somehow they weren't paying attention and didn't realize that it was a shape that they could do. It felt like there was a couple of times where I was just like a turn behind someone else from completing a life pattern, and I had no control over that, and it was a bit frustrating because I strategically I was building a board to be good at doing the life patterns by going very hard on a color. And I now feel like I would, if I was to play it again in a current mode, just so that I had more agency, I would focus a lot more on doing diversity stuff, because that's something that I did have more control over, rather than happening into having a life pattern be something that matches what I'm currently doing. And specifically, there was life patterns being claimed by 2 people, and we still had several rounds of taking pieces left, and so I had no pattern to really build towards other than lines and circles. But like I said, I was taking lots of the same color, and so I wanted to do life patterns, and I just didn't know what I needed to do.
Do you think it would have been any better if once somebody claimed a life pattern that it got refilled right away? Do you think that would have been better or worse?
I think having more options, whether it is as a secret thing where you have some in your hand, or them being replaced on the board, I think would allow me to sort of readjust. Once I see someone is going to beat me to one, then I can try and go for another. I almost wish that there was just more life patterns out in general. Because then I could like look around and see that, oh, this person's going for this one and they're going to beat me to it. So I'm going to pivot and not keep trying to go towards this one and go towards one of the other ones. But when there was only one at the beginning and then 2, it just so happened that based on who was sort of set up for them at the time, I just didn't really have opportunity to get the ones that I was, I don't know, I was just a turn behind every time.
Balancing act between luck versus strategy, and I'm trying to figure out strike that balance. So
yeah,
how players felt.
I do think that if there was more out, that would definitely help that feeling a good amount for me, because then I could make some strategic decisions based on what other people were doing. I did feel like I was going in on the strategy of going hard on one color, and it just didn't pay out for me because I got unlucky. And I didn't feel like I didn't realize I was choosing a high variance strategy when I started doing it. As far as things I wrote down in my notes, the middle ring seems like the best point value ring to complete by a good amount. The outer ring taking 16 placements versus the middle ring taking 8, and it just being 4 more points to complete the outer ring feels a little bit off. I do feel like that in most games people aren't going to complete the outer ring. But when I heard that the inner ring that takes 8 is 4 and the outer ring that takes 8 is worth 8 points, I knew that I was going to do the middle ring, just because it seemed like an efficient way to get points. And then when I heard what the big ring was, that seems like it could be like a shoot the moon type of strategy, but it didn't seem like 12 points is a good enough payoff for that, to make me want to do that. Unless there was some other reason that I would want to be building a lot on the outsides. Life pattern orientation. Oh yeah. I started briefly looking through it. It looks like all of these are rotation and mirror fine.
Anyways,
I was looking at to see if there was one that was maybe like a squiggle or something that would not be the same mirrored, but it seems like you've thought about that. So that's sweet. During or in scoring, the the during and end scoring seemed a little bit funny to me. Like I didn't really know why there was scoring during. Like having some of the scoring happening during and some of the scoring happening end. I just wasn't sure why that happened. I guess the life patterns can matter because you can have a thing in the center.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I guess the life patterns have to happen during, but the lines and circles, those aren't ever going to change, right? Nothing moves.
Nothing moves at this point in the game.
And the cosmic counters also, they don't. You're the amount of points that Mike got from these cosmic tokens are just the number of cosmic tokens he has right now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to be scored in game. There could be more, save it all to the end of the game. I think
yeah,
it felt like aggression, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's totally just a sort of preference thing. It just made it a little bit confusing for me for learning how the scoring worked. I just being clear on what happened now versus what happens when you do it. It could be nice just having them be all the same, just for ease of learning. But yeah, I get why the life counters or life patterns in the current way that they're implemented would have to score when you take it. So anyways.
Yep.
Do you think that you would have had an easier time if on the scoring card there was a section for endgame scoring and a section for in-game scoring?
Yeah, I mean that would certainly help, but I also when there's things that happen, scoring happens partway through a game, I always wonder why can that be disrupted some way, or and I guess just counting up the number of lines and circles seems like a fairly easy thing to do at the end of the game, and then there's less of a chance of, oh, I accidentally made a line. Did you remember to score that? There was one time where I moved something around and I ended up completing a line, and I wasn't trying to complete that line. I just accidentally did. And I think Wes pointed it out, and I could have missed that. And if it was just scored at end, I would have definitely not missed it.
Yeah.
Well, one other idea I just had to tack on to that was if you could test the life patterns, just have all 4 of them out here as communal, and they're scored at the end of the game, and anybody who's completed it gets to score off of it. That's one possible test you could run with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would change some different things, but yeah, if you were really wanting to switch it to all being in-game scoring, that certainly would be something to test. Let's. I just have a couple of other things. Diversity didn't feel like it seemed very incentivized when I first started playing, and this is maybe more of a feeling thing. Like I said, after I played it, and I feel like I didn't get paid off for going hard on one color. I wished I did more diversity stuff. But I think early on, the way that these worked, where you got more points based on the number of a color that you had, felt like I had a strong incentive to take a bunch of the same color. And
that's another one of those tough things where I want to make both strategies competing against the other. I want diversity, but I want abundance, and I want to have that uncertainty. What should I go for to keep that, so that you can't always do the fun strategy?
And I think what Eric was saying, I think having the rings give a bonus for diversity as well, just giving a little extra incentive to go diversity would have helped me, I think, with not going so. And again, this would likely change if the options out here change, if there's more options, then I could not be punished as much for going hard on the having the same color. But I before we started playing the game, after the rules were explained, I was like, oh man, it seems like obvious just to take all the same color because there's not enough incentive for me to do diversity. But yeah, so having the rings also score extra bit for diversity, I think, in my mind, without the rules changing, sounds good to me. But bullet point about Cosmic Seed is confusing for scoring. Oh, this was just on the player aid thing. Where was it?
Yeah, I've got to fix the player aid. Some of my rules are outdated there, so I've got to get that fixed.
Yeah, it was just if there's like a bullet point saying if you place a Cosmic Seed purple, gain 1 point. If you completed a line or circle this turn, earn points. I thought that the completing a line or circle was tied to that scoring was tied to placing a Cosmic Seed based on how the turn sequence is.
Should be a separate
yeah, like it being a separate line or something. Just because there's like a bullet point there, it makes it seem like it's all the same thing. Are comment numbers or something? Oh, are the comment numbers based on player count? I assumed it was, but I actually don't know.
So originally it was going to always be 777, but the boards got filled too fast after 5 rounds, so I wanted it to be. I scaled it down, so it could either be 666 or 765.
Got it. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Why didn't you go with 666? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't want to disturb the cosmos.
I can feel it. I already talked about that. Yeah, I already talked about that. Oh, just a last little sort of graphical thing. I did find it a little bit hard when quickly looking at a board to distinguish the grays from the empty spots. It's not awful, but it is something that, like, when I'm looking quickly, I can miss them. And so, yeah, just making them a little bit more distinguishable.
This gray thing, I don't really like this because it looks too Star Trek-y or so I think I might just make it
black dots or something.
Black dot or transparent.
Oh thing. Yeah. Just make it more clearly different than this color-wise and everything.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that was those were all the notes that I wrote down, and I guess if Evan mentions something that jogs my memory on some other thought, then I'll write it down and mention it after he's done. But yeah, sorry, long story short, I liked how we got into a flow, and it flowed well, but my frustration was in not feeling like I got to do what I set out to do.
Right.
Just because
isn't that life?
Cards
You
came
don't
out.
think you do what you want to do. That's all life is.
Yeah. Anyways.
No, great. Thanks, Sasha.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back to the chat. Kat says, good questions, Eric. I like the way you suggested the possibility of design changes without doing the designing, as opposed to what you're about to hear from me. And then and she also says, Wes, have you played Diatoms by Sabrina Seru /
I have not.
Ludoliminal? I think you would enjoy it. It's on Kickstarter next week. Also, will you have this at PAX U and or BGG? I really want to play it in person.
I don't have it ready for that. I have one prototype sitting at home with components that are overproduced and cost $16 a game to make. So I have to revisit my idea of what the prototype should be. Originally, my prototype was, if you look on the zoom on the tokens, the rim is brass because it was brass with a glass cabochon.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, so it looks fantastic, but it is way overpriced. So it'll probably just end up being acrylic tokens instead, because I want it to have a shine so that it has that table presence and to really have the luster. But long story short, no, I won't have them at the cons. This will be something probably be pushing more next year.
Cool. Okay, so the three comets thing, where you get down to one and then you move it to another comet. I'm not sure that that intricacy is worth existing. There were a couple of moments where I got to kind of move stuff around a little bit.
Yep.
But for the most part, I think the extra rules just were not necessary. Yeah. Is there a reason that you split up the pool into three different pools to begin with?
The main thing was that if there was one left, nobody wanted it, and they felt that, because let's say it ended up being like this, then one player would be stuck taking that, and one player stuck taking that. The other option is if it's down to one, it just gets burned regardless. So playing around with whether you should shift it or burn it.
Yeah, I do see how if you just pooled it all, if getting the same color token was the best way, then it kind of railroads that if it's not separated out. Kind of like Azul, has all the separate pools to pool from, and if it was just one big pool, it'd be a very different game.
Yeah.
So I can see the difference. I can see the benefit in separating it out. I don't know. I just feel like there's some other way to incorporate the fact that they are separated out. I feel like there's some kind of opportunity there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Understood.
Because I think they do need to be separated. But I think there's something else that can happen with that could be cool.
Yeah.
Same thing with the center vortex. The rules around that center vortex just were underutilized in a way that makes me think, just cut it. But
yeah, this was the first game I introduced it, so I was curious if anybody would use it or not.
Yeah, but I feel like I want it to do something really cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah. The silver was very difficult to differentiate from empty spots, and it made parsing all the information pretty tough.
Yeah.
At least in the digital space. And just black dots, straight up deep black dots would have been better for my eyes. I don't know about anybody else, but because even if you went,
if the board were just a dotted red circle, would that be better than having a full image there?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then that way you just see more of the planet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Let's see. Going last is bad. Yeah. So Sasha got an extra placement, and I lost a placement because of my turn order. And that just never feels good. If turn order is the thing that stops me from winning, then I'm like, well, okay.
Yep.
So and that all boiled down to the rule where if you complete a pattern, then you can take a thing, only one thing, but not a thing if it's this kind of thing, right? Which is kind of a weird breakdown. And it ended up being where I got screwed by it and nobody else ever did. And then Sasha got an extra action out of it that nobody else got. So it just kind of ended up being a thing where I'm like, well, maybe I should have won, but I didn't.
Do you think just taking a life pattern card as a free action would be better? Because that's the way I originally had it.
Maybe. I don't know. But if I was able to take, the one, then I would have completed a ring and been in the lead or whatever. But it just not being able to take my action and then watching somebody else get more actions than me for the whole game. But like if Sasha had won, it would have felt even worse. But it still is just a recipe for feel bad. That being said, it's only I don't know how long of a game, a 34-minute game. So like unequal turns are not going to feel as stingy in a shorter game, but I definitely noticed.
Yeah.
Let's see. The way the patterns are currently happening definitely leads to if you're in the right turn order, when it gets revealed, you have first crack at it if you already have that fulfilled. And somebody behind you who has already fulfilled it does not. So there's some of that luck element, which you're already aware of, but I noticed it. Line and ring scoring being different was kind of confusing for me. Maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe it's fine that they're different. But in my brain there was already enough going on where I was like, wait, that one doesn't score for diversity. That one does. Wait, that one scores based on which ring and lines. I don't know. It was just weird that they scored differently, even though probably that's totally fine. My brain's just small. Take a pattern. Oh yeah, I was wondering about. I mean, and everybody's touched on this: access to the patterns.
Yep.
You know, when they come out, do you start with them? All that kind of stuff. Is it, it's your own personal goals versus shared goals, and then it's turn order is the person who gets to get it versus they're all just out there, and by the end, whichever ones you've scored, you score. Lots of different ways to go about it.
Yeah.
And they all have their pluses and minuses of doing it that way. Just an extra hat to throw in the ring is more of a biro style, where there's 3 visible at any one time.
Right.
And part of your turn could be taking one or completing one or whatever. And then it, automatically refills.
Yep.
Just another possibility. The repeats could be weird because you said you have duplicates of the patterns.
So at this time, there's 24 patterns, 2 sets of 12.
2 sets of 12.
So
it could be weird if the same pattern comes out twice and the same person is able to get it.
Yeah, and that's why the rule is you can't have 2 of the same pattern.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. It just has to be that way, just based on math. You can't make more patterns that are all different.
I probably could make 24 different patterns. I'd have to put my brain to it, but I'm sure it's possible. There's lots of spaces, so.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. X. Yeah. Overall, I think it's really cool. I like it. I like abstract strategies more than I expect usually. Every time I sit down and do one, I'm like, oh, that was good. I like it. Yeah, I like the theory. I like the idea that the backside is a double helix, and that there's 6 base pairing things, like arginine and guanine and tyrosine and all those. Plus,
Yeah, originally I was gonna try to have everything linked in pairs, and it was too much. Like when I simplify a game, I simplified that right the heck out of there.
Yeah. I like the idea of it, but maybe that's a backside B mode
Where the
advanced
6
play.
colors originally came from was the adenine, guanine, cytosine, all that stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't think I have anything else. I think I really liked it. I thought it was cool.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much.
I have 2 questions.
Yep.
First, has anybody tried just making linear lines that are diverse? Because I feel like I was just mathing it out, and if I leave 2 open,
you can get a lot of points that way. So the other players have to be watching you and drafting against you. So that's where Eric would fall down in a matchup like that, and Evan would be like, "I know what you're doing. I'm going to draft against you."
All right, yeah, because it seems like it would be easy. I don't know. It just seemed like it would be easy to get 2 random ones, because then even if you just went for like 6 of the vertical or linears, that would give you plenty of space where if you had to take a duplicate, you could just fill in the middle circle with your duplicates and get 8 good points there. I don't know. Just wondering if anybody had tried just going straight linear.
Not yet.
And then my other question is, have you tried a version where you have your life things out just like you have, but people get rewarded for completing first, second, third in the round?
I have not tried that. I've had it locally, so they're available in like so where there were 3 open at the beginning of the game, and anytime somebody acquired one, it got replaced.
Mm-hmm.
And that one felt, but at the time, I didn't have a limit on how many you could have. So there was one game where somebody had like 7 of them because, like you guys said, if you happen to have a lucky, your pattern happens to match, you just get free cards, and that's where I wanted to really cut back and limit the cards to make them more desired and limited.
I just wanted to say, Mike, I was that was something that I was gonna specifically bring up that I was sort of reminded about. Eric sort of mentioned the idea of, yeah, if you wanted to score everything at the end, you just having these stay out here, you can just score them. But I think to make that work well, there should be a reward for doing it first for each of these, and I think that could be. I want to play this game that way, where there's like 4 patterns out here, and the first person to complete each one gets however many points or some sort of bonus on top of your color amount or something. There has to be a way to do it so that the first person to do it gets slightly more than the second person to do it or something. But that it seems like a nice way to be able to score things at the end / I don't know, make it so that I have a plan for what I'm going for, because there's several things out here, and it's not taken away from me. Anyways.
Yep.
Any big overarching questions that you want us to kind of mull over?
What are your feelings on how the life patterns give you points? So it being purely based on abundance, because a concept I had scratched early on was having these be color specific, because then it was too restrictive. And another concept was that these are worth set point values instead of color point values. So this one, no matter what, is worth 7 points, and this one's worth 5, depending on the complexity of the pattern. That was one question I had: is did you like it just being based on what you built, or would a different scoring system feel better?
Personally,
yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead, Evan. Sorry.
Oh, I liked how, I liked how they worked. But it would be probably simpler and more straightforward if it was just, do the pattern, get the points, regardless of color, and then abundance just scores down here
At the end of the game.
Yeah.
I was going to say I liked the idea of abundance scoring on these, because it did, as you had said earlier, it created the tension of diversity versus abundance and how you're scoring it. And I did feel that. And I think the one other comment I was going to, although it's really just a stupid mistake that I made, because in most set, I just looked at it as set collection, and I completely forgot that diversity was the goal in Alliance. And then once I realized my mistake, and it was an easy mistake to make, I'm like, oh, well, there you go. For a first time player, that could be one of those mistakes they make that might make them, I don't know. I'm just complaining. That's nothing for you to fix. That's my own problem.
I did the same thing twice.
Something I like about the center of the board, it gives you a 7th color option, so that you could have 1 duplicate color if you chose to use the center. That's one thing with the lines. No, that was good for that. The scoreboard I'm still playing with. We talked about alternative back. Is 6 colors enough, do you think?
I think so. I wouldn't go past that.
And did it feel like there was a good assortment, like the 20 plus just 12 of the purples? Did it feel there was a low enough amount of purples that they were harder to get?
I thought they were easy.
You were the only one going for them.
Cool. Well, I think that's all the questions I had. I mean, I learned a lot just watching your choices and the feedback, of course, that you gave. So great session and helps me learn how to keep on evolving the game.
Kat wants to know, is there an opportunity within the game structure for something to change turn order, like in Isle of Cats, for example?
I have not played Isle of Cats. I have played around in some of my games with turn order sequence, so I know it can be a fun mechanic, whether it's bidding or whoever has the most points at the end of a round goes last or whatever, but I'm not sure how to change it yet.
And it's pronounced I love cats.
That's true. That's true. Okay, cool. Any last minute thoughts, y'all?
Did we ask the question?
Oh, we didn't. Wes Woodbury, what takeaways did you get from today's playtest?
I loved seeing the different strategies that each of you put. So that's one of the takeaways I got, is that right now there was enough in there that I saw multiple strategies taking place, and that's one of the goals of these abstract games. So I took that away. Second takeaway was the life pattern cards are not where they need to be yet in terms of acquiring them. So that's a big takeaway. And third, I would say, just reflecting on thoughts here, line ring scoring. I think I can, that's the third thing I need to play around with. So, and it seemed like you guys had some fun. So at the beginning, It looked like you guys were going super fast. And then what I loved was seeing as the game progressed by the third round, that's when everybody started thinking. That was fun to watch. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's sign up. Sasha, tell the kids at home where they can find and support you.
Well, Dovecote is the main game that I've been pushing this last year. So if you want to follow along with the development and the journey of the game about pigeon keeping, there's a Facebook group and a Discord server. I think the Discord server might be the one that is linked in the description of the video, but the Facebook group is just Dovecote the board game. And the Discord server, though, is for all of the sort of designs and playtesting I do for other designs with my buddy Eric. So yeah, pop in, say hi.
Eric, where can they find and support you?
Oh, I don't need any support. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do a lot of social media due to my job. So I do have Mastodon, Comster, if you want to drop me a message for any reason. Other than that, I do the conventions and I do play testing at various conventions. I think the next one I presently have on schedule is Dice Tower West, and
Nice.
probably be doing some more play testing of deductive seasoning, unless I have my next game ready by then that I've been working on. But I'm keeping that one under seal for now.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Mike, is there anywhere they can find you?
Nope, not yet. I think in a week or two I'll have my website up and everything like that.
Nice.
So, but if you happen to hear anything about Quickset Volleyball next year and it sparks a little memory here, yeah, check it out.
Nice. Wes, where can the kids find and support you?
Facebook is easiest, Wes Woodbury, on lots of the board game design groups. Happy to help support in any way I can. So that's the easiest way.
Awesome. Evan Halbert, go buy all the copies of After the Empire you can find, and any of the games coming out in the next couple of years that also have my name on it. Buy those too. Dang it.
I started being at Gen Con, but I did not see you.
I know, right? There were so many people I just didn't see. You played Nemesis, right?
Yeah, with Chris Stone. That was fun.
Man, I was supposed to be in that game. I was so bummed. Yeah, anyway.
I never thought I would have so much fun playing a board game. I couldn't believe it. A game about aliens. I didn't think I'd laugh so hard. So
It sounds like such a blast. All right, let's let everybody go home. Thanks, folks in the chat. Kat, for sticking around the whole time. And it's been a pleasure, y'all. Thanks so much. Let's get out of here. Any last minute words from anybody? All right, let's get out of here. We are